your goal is not in
Everyone, welcome to another episode of Geek-A-Tech. First of all, I would like to say sorry to all my viewers that from last couple of months I was not able to create the new videos. I need to take a break due to my certain personal obligations, so that's why I didn't create new videos on my Java series and testing series. So now onwards, I will release all my videos every weekend. Uh, Continuously as I do before. So today we are going to see another very interesting question we are going to talk about, which asked mostly and frequently in Java interviews and in automation interviews, that uh, when we should use abstract class or interface, or sometimes it asks like that if I have abstract class, then why should I use interface, and if I have an interface with me, then why I should write abstract class methods and all those stuffs, then why Java provides me these two kinds of facilities. Either of the facility I can use and I can achieve whatever I want to achieve in my project. So most of the times guys give a very straight, a very vague answers related that okay, if we want to achieve 100% abstraction, if we don't want to use 100% abstraction, if we want to use 50% abstraction, then we should go for abstract class. If we want 100% abstraction, then it go for interface. Yeah, this answer is correct at some point at a particular level, but still some it's very good if you elaborate the complete concept of abstract class and interface, not the features, but why I should use it and why I should use interface and when should I go for abstract class. Okay, so today we are going to discuss this one. So there are a couple of points which I have written on over here, that when we should use abstract class, and after this discussion with the points I will elaborate you, give you a very simple example also, where we discuss that in which case we should go for abstract class. Okay, now let's start that. An abstract class is a great choice if we are bringing into an account of inheritance concepts. Okay, if we want to derive the common base class methods to our derived class, if we want to use those methods which are written in our base class and we don't want to rewrite them again, if we want, we want to don't want to redundant our code, then in such a case abstract class is a very good facility provided by Java for us. In case of abstract class, if we want declare non-public members, okay, uh, if we have certain limitations where we cannot, where we don't want to expose our members, our class members, uh, to publicly, okay, then in such case, if we want to achieve non certain level of security, if we don't want to go for public members, we want protected or default, then we can absolutely go for abstract class. So this is the second criteria where we should use the abstract class in Java. Okay, suppose if we have couple of methods which have which we are if we suppose we use interfaces, and those methods are going to change frequently in future. Okay, so what will happen if we use the interface, then we need to make all the changes in the all the implemented classes. Okay, whatever classes who have implemented those interfaces, we need to make certain changes in all the classes. But where if we have an abstract class and we have that method, if and we can change that particular thing in that method only, then it will be automatically reflect all those changes to the child classes also, or the classes who have implemented the abstract class. Okay, so this is a very good benefit which is provided by abstract class over the interface. Okay, also if we want to create the multiple versions of our component, then we should go for abstract class. Like you can simply and easy way to versionize your component by updating the base class, and it will automatically update the inherited classes. Likewise, I told you that suppose if I have a method which says calculate interest for home loans, if suppose I have a different home loan feature which directly impact my method for calculating the interest rate, like I have floating method where after a couple of months or if, after a certain period of time, if interest rate going to change, then my interest rate calculation will be changes. Okay, instead of that, if I want to use the floater type approach also, where it will be fixed one instead of floater one, if I want to use fixed one approach, and certain changes if I want to make in my method, then abstract class is a very good example for that. We should implement abstract class, okay, instead of interfaces. Abstract class will also allow us to partially implement, okay. As you know that all the methods which are mentioned in abstract class, we should not, it is not required us to implement all the methods. So suppose for a certain class, uh, if out of four methods, two methods are applicable for class A, then we should implement in class A, and the other two methods are applicable for class B, then we can go for class B with those methods. So this is how the abstract class give us an very good facility to incorporate all those requirements. Again, using of abstract class and using of interfaces are totally depends on the requirements or the nature of product which we are going to develop, okay. So here, this is a very basic example, a very naive example, which I'm going to demonstrate you that why we should go abstract class. So as you know, there is I have mentioned over here that abstract class animal, okay, which contains the method abstract void sound, and it also contains a non-abstract method which is void eat. So what will happen that for all kinds of animals will definitely go for eat, okay. They have a property of eating. But if here you can see that I have a class which is dog, and I have another class named cat. Both have the sound methods which I have implemented over here, because dog has a different sound and cat has a very different sound. So based on the feature of that particular class, I used that sound method, but the eat method will be same for both my child classes. So this is how I can use abstract class. Suppose if I want to use only uh, a particular method specific to my class, then I can create it as an abstract and I can use it in my class. But if there is a certain method which is common to all my child methods, then I can go for abstract, a non-abstract method in my abstract class. So what it will do, whenever I don't need to rewrite that code in my classes, like eat method I don't have to rewrite in dog, I don't have to rewrite in cat. I just need to create the object of my class, and I need to call the method, that's it, okay. So this is how I can use the methods which are mentioned in abstract classes. I can use both abstract and non-abstract methods. So again, based on my requirements, so here you can see that I need to implement partially, okay. I need to implement partially methods in my classes. I don't want to go with the complete set of the methods in each of the class. So what I can do, I can just implement sound method in my class dog, in my class cat, okay. And for eating, I can just directly create an object, and I can use those method. So this is how abstract class is useful for us. This is how it is different from interface, and this is how we can use abstract class instead of interface. Again, interface and abstract class both have their own significance. So now in the next part, we are going to see that how we use interface and when we should use interface. So basically, if we want to use multiple inheritance, okay, suppose as you know that we cannot extend more than one class in Java. So it is not useful for us that if we created an abstract class, if two different abstract classes, and I want to use those methods in my class, then I cannot extend both the classes, okay. In certain cases I should go for interfaces, because we can implement multiple interfaces with our classes, okay. So this is the first choice we have, and interface are very great choice if we think that our API won't change for a while. Suppose if our APIs which we are creating, or a particular piece of functionality we are writing, which is not going to change frequently, then interface is a very good choice to implement for such things. Instead, if we have frequent changes in our code for on that particular piece of code or functionality, then we should go for abstract class. But if we don't have those certain changes in that particular functionality, then we should definitely go for interface. Also, if we want to design our small classes, we don't want to create big piece of code or big line number of lines of code, and we want to break down in these small components, then interface is another very good choice to use it. Okay, so now let's see the example and we will see that how we can use the interface. So as you know that we can implement the interfaces in our class instead of extend, because classes are going to extend but interfaces are going to implement the classes. So here you can see that in my interface I have a method which is called double area. Also you know that interfaces methods are public. Okay, so if we want to provide a public feature to our methods, we want to available for everyone, then we should go for interface. Okay, because those are default public. So here you can see that for my class rectangle and for my class circle, I am implementing a shape interface which contains a method which is double area. So the method name is saying us that okay, this method is going to calculate area, but it will be different for every class. For rectangle, the implementation will be different. For circle, implementation is very different. Okay, here you can see that for rectangle I am going to multiply length and width, where in case of circle I'm going to pi r square and divided by 2. I'm implementing this formula. So my both classes have different functionality but with the same essence, means both methods are going to calculate the area, but the calculation is different. So in such case I should use interface. So the so what will happen that what I want to perform from a method, it will give me a very correct idea that okay, this method is going to calculate the area, okay, which is provided by my interface, and I should override it in my methods. Okay, sorry, in my classes, and I will calculate the areas as per my requirement. Suppose in case of triangle, if I want to use, then I should again you know implement the interface and I should go for the implementation. And suppose if I have a different interface, suppose you can say color. Okay, and in that I have a method which is say create color, and I want to use color each method for the circle and rectangle, but with the different kinds of color, or with suppose with different mixture uh, altogether different for the each class. Then I can implement the another interface over here along with the shape comma color. So here I can use the multiple interface, multiple inheritance using the multiple interfaces. Okay, so this is all about the difference between interface and abstract classes. We have the correct we have a question also in interview, that what are the difference between abstract classes and the interfaces. We have the certain characteristic also. I will describe it all together in my next video, but this question is more about okay, we know that abstract class have certain characteristics, interfaces have certain characteristics, but if I have interface, then why I should go for abstract class, and if I have abstract class, then why I should go for interface. Okay, so this is how you can explain in your interviews with the example also, that okay, if I have a certain conditions, that okay, I want to use partial methods, I don't want to use all the methods. If I don't want to expose them my class members, in such case I should go for abstract classes. But if I want to go for 100% abstraction, and in such case, or I want to allow publicly, or up to a certain level to the other classes also to use it, then I should go for interfaces. Okay, if I want to create a certain method which says that okay, this method will perform a certain operation but the implementation is different, then I should go for interface also. As you can see here, the area example. So this is how you can describe them, that okay, we have the abstract classes, we have interfaces, both have different objectives. Okay, if we want to use abstract class, then it should fulfill this criteria, this kind of, if we have certain kinds of requirements, then we should go for abstract class. But if we have certain kind of requirements, then we should go for interfaces. Okay, so that's it, all about the interfaces and abstract classes, uh, question which mostly and frequently asked in interviews. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone. Please do like, share, and subscribe my videos. We will be resumed in next videos. Thank you. Thanks a lot.